Hello everyone. I'm now going to present before you some important acts that have been referred to in the Ethics and Values book for semester 1, dealing with women, social institutions, and practices. These are important from the point of view of the examination. Okay. So the first one is Preconception and Prenatal Diagnostic Techniques, that is PCPNDT Act 1994. This is an act of the Parliament of India enacted to stop female feticides and arrest the declining sex ratio in India. The act banned prenatal sex determination. Second, Maintenance and Welfare of Parents and Senior Citizens Act 2007. This is a legislation initiated by the Ministry of Social Justice and Empowerment, Government of India, to provide more effective provision for maintenance and welfare of parents and senior citizens. It makes it a legal obligation for children and heirs to provide maintenance to senior citizens and parents by monthly allowance. It also provides simple, speedy, and inexpensive mechanism for the protection of life and property of the older persons. Next, the Protection of Women from Domestic Violence Act 2005, PWDVA. This is an act of the Parliament of India enacted to protect women from domestic violence. The act provides a definition of domestic violence for the first time in Indian law, with this definition being broad and including not only physical violence, but also other forms of violence, such as emotional, verbal, sexual, and psychological abuse. Next one, the Prohibition of Child Marriage Act 2006 forbids child marriages, protects and helps the victims of child marriages. Next, Dowry Prohibition Act, enacted on 1st May 1961, intended to prevent the giving or receiving of a dowry. Under the Dowry Prohibition Act, dowry includes property, goods, or money given by either party to the marriage, by the parents of either party, or by anyone else in connection with the marriage. The Dowry Prohibition Act applies to persons of all religions in India. Next one, Equal Remuneration Act 1976. This act provides for payment of equal wages for work of same and similar nature to male and female workers, and for not making discrimination against female employees in the matters of transfers, training, promotion, etc. Next one, the Minimum Wages Act 1948 was enacted by the Indian legislature to deal with matters relating to providing the minimum wage to the workers so that they can afford their basic needs and maintain a decent standard of livelihood. This is an important act so far as women's rights are concerned, because often women are deprived of the minimum amount of money that they should be given for a particular job. Then the next one, the Sexual Harassment of Women at Workplace Prevention, Prohibition and Redressal Act 2013 is a legislative act in India that seeks to protect women from sexual harassment at their place of work and ensure redressal of complaints of sexual harassment. Then, the next important act is the Maternity Benefit Act of 1961. This protects the employment of women during the time of her maternity and entitles her of a maternity benefit, that is, full paid absence from work to take care for her child. Establishments employing 50 or more employees are also required to provide creche facilities. The Maternity Benefit Amendment Act 2017 has increased the duration of paid maternity leave available for women employees from the existing 12 weeks to 26 weeks. Then, the next one. The Tamil Nadu Prohibition of Eve Teasing Act 1998 is an act to prohibit eve teasing in any place in the state of Tamil Nadu. And this kind of an act has been passed only in the state of Tamil Nadu. Then, Criminal Law Amendment Act 2013 led to the introduction of sections 326A and 326B in the Indian Penal Code. These sections mention punishment for acid attacks and attempted acid attacks. The next one, the Immoral Traffic Prevention Act 1956. This act was made to suppress immoral traffic in women and children in India. The act does not make prostitution illegal per se, but it makes keeping and using of premises as a brothel, living on the income earned via prostitution, pimping, soliciting, seducing a person for prostitution in custody or otherwise, and prostitution in a public area, etc., an offense punishable under the Act. Then, two acts which are related to women's property rights are the Hindu Women's Right to Property Act of 1937. This act was the result of immense hard work of social reformers. By this act, the doctrine of the schools was altered and Hindu women were given rights over the property. Then the Hindu Succession Act 1956 regulates interstate succession among Hindus. Interstate might be a new word for you. It refers to a person who died without making any will in respect of his or her property. This act is only applicable to Hindus. Under the act, women are granted ownership of all property acquired either before or after the signing of the act, abolishing their limited owner status. However, it was not until the 2005 amendment. So this act was amended in 2005, and only then daughters were allowed equal receipt of property as with sons. This invariably grants women property rights. Okay, so these are some of the important acts that students need to remember in connection with the ethics and values examination. Thank you.